What's up, guys? Welcome to Box Football. Apologies for the wait, just having some technical difficulties. But yes, guys, we are here in the building. And Jack, holy smokes, the European Championships have officially started. Yes, you take two puffs, Jack. You need two puffs after one of the maddest like group stage games or like end of games I've ever seen. Like, to think that Portugal were in every place of that was in every place of that group in a matter of 90 minutes was crazy. They started off second, then went to top, then went back to second, then went third, then went bottom, and then back to like it's just mad. Germany were in, Germany were out, and now they're in again. Hungary were in, then they were out, then they were in again, then they were out, and then they were in, and then France were already qualified, but just an absolute complete madness. Now, Jack, just give me some normality and tell me, what did you think of that absolute madness?
Yeah, great. Absolutely brilliant. James, unfortunately, I think the thing that we remember from this Euros at the moment is poor old Christian Eriksen. Unfortunately, is kind of it feels anyway that is kind of the standout moment. Now, I'm not going to try and dismiss that and how awful that was and how everybody came together in football and wanted to support the guy and all this kind of stuff. Maybe raise awareness about maybe players who haven't had been tested for heart conditions and stuff, because it feels like it's happened maybe a little too often for our liking, with the likes of Fabrice Muamba, Tiote, those kinds of guys. But this was nice, because this was a fun game of football. I think this perfectly illustrated also where both teams are at. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, France, it's not pretty. And at times it look a little...
Surfer, welcome. He's in.
What's up, man?
He's in the building. Good to see you. Tell me, guys, if you just joined us, if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. But guys, tell me, we're gonna go through all the groups. So let's talk about Group F right now, and the matters that we just seen in Group F. What did you think of them final two games? But Jack, carry on.
Yeah. Just I think it was great. It kind of perfectly to me showed where both teams are at. And James, shout out to Hungary. It was great to see them doing pieces, and when they kind of scored first and then they conceded, and it was like, oh no, that's such a shame. And then, but obviously straight away afterwards, they then score again, which was absolutely amazing. But yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo, star of the show. Yes, it's 2 penalties, but guys, this is the European Championships, and people might look at it and go, well, they're just penalties, but there needs to be some kind of mental strength there, going against the same keeper again, the psychological kind of toll there. And, this is what Ronaldo does, by hook or by crook, whether it's by penalties or by other means. Ronaldo is going to be the star of the show, and he is going to be the reason that you're in a game.
Just a quick one on Ronaldo. He's equaled the most goals scored for an international team for Portugal. He now has 9. He's 1 away from the record, and lo and below, he will break that record. But again, Ronaldo is just Ronaldo. I didn't think he was going to break that record in this championships, but
really?
5 goals. No, I did. I thought he was maybe get 3 or something like that. 5 already scored in every game.
He's
crazy.
Well,
Sammy's in the building.
I've got Portugal, historically when we did our predictions, I picked Portugal to win the whole thing. And I said during my prediction, it's not going to be pretty. And it usually isn't with Portugal. And for Ronaldo, it's not been pretty for a long time. But the man gets the job done. The man gets the job done. And that's all you can ask of him.
I love Sammy bringing up Renato Sanchez, to be fair. He right now is ahead of Bruno Fernandes. He is benching Bruno Fernandes right now
for this Portugal team, yeah.
like for this Portugal team, of course. But it's funny to think that a few seasons ago he was playing for Swansea and he was passing the ball over to the over to the backboard, completely mishitting his teammates, and wasn't the player that we all thought that he was going to be. When he puts on that Portugal shirt, for some reason, just turns into this animal. He was outstanding, like when he came on, in these last 2 games, and he's brought that dynamism that a lot of people don't really have. But yeah, Jack, first of all, let's talk about France.
Yeah,
how did you feel about France overall?
Yeah, no, it's not. It's nothing pretty. I think Paul Pogba looked. I think Paul Pogba looked great. But I would say again that I think any midfielder who's going to sit alongside N'Golo Kante, and then Pogba really has to defend space more than defending like mano a mano kind of stuff. Especially when you've got kind of that forward line as well. I think Pogba is going to be at his most effective. But James, it's historically it's always been my view. I think France came into the tournament a little arrogant. I'll be honest, a little bit arrogant, and
Definitely.
The defense is suspect as well. I don't. I know you're a big Kimpembe fan, and Varane has his qualities, but do I really think that Varane and Kimpembe that is the strongest centre back pairing? No, I don't. And the fullbacks as well. Huge letdown.
Welcome,
hey Reece. Dude, I think we're gonna get onto that topic because I've got England's route to the final in front of me here. We'll get
you know
to
what?
it.
We might as well since you do ask that question, we might as well kind of get into it. So first of all, let's give everyone a bit of content to it. Germany finished second in their group after a 2-2 draw against Hungary. Bit of a shock, but they will now face England in one of the best international rivalries in the history of football, like going back to 1966 and like even further back. Germany seemed to always have the edge. Can England finally beat Germany in the international competition for the first time since 1966? And secondly, if you haven't subscribed yet, guys, please hit that subscribe button. Let's get ourselves going.
Sammy's wrong. Just shout out to Sammy's comment because he's wrong.
Listen, no, Sammy. Do you know what it is? I'm not gonna lie. I'm a bit down on Varane. I don't know about Varane, but he's watching him right now. He doesn't show me the confidence that he did show me in 2018. Yeah, no. We might have had a good season with Real Madrid, but he hasn't been the same. He looks shaky. He looks shaky this season for some weird reason.
Kimpembe just came off not winning Liga with Paris Saint-Germain and also not getting it done in the Champions League. So let's just relax on the French centre-backs being the best in the...
but basically what Sabi's going to say is that Ruben Diaz isn't as good as everyone makes him out to be. Is he like best defender in the world thing? I don't think so. I think he's a good defender, still has a lot to improve at, but people calling him best defender in the world, I don't. No. I'm not having it. But
I think he is. I think he is today. I think as of today,
so?
Yeah. We're waiting on, we're waiting on a big Dutch fella to come back and reclaim his crown. But as of today, Ruben Diaz is I think the best defender. But look, James, let's talk about it. All right, let's talk about it. England are playing Germany at Wembley. Okay.
Yes.
And on top of that, this is a German side without a Mario Gomez, without a Miroslav Klose, without a Lucas Podolski, with names in that team who a lot of the English players have played in the Premier League on a week-to-week basis going forward. Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, these kinds of names, these kinds of players, right? If they do play three at the back, England can match up with them and potentially do that. And there is that huge home field advantage. After that, England then have to play Sweden or Ukraine. And I'm pretty sure that's going to be at Wembley too, right?
Yes.
And then after that,
Netherlands,
it's going to be one of Holland, Czech Republic, Wales, or Denmark. So, again, super easy compared to the other side of the bracket. And if they win that game, they're in the final. This is England's best opportunity since 1966 to win an international championship. And it's not even close.
Well. What about the last World Cup? And we all know what happened there. But
no, Jack, James, that wasn't an easy. That was in Brazil, right?
No. 2018, the last World Cup.
Yeah, where the hell was that?
In Russia.
In Russia. So yeah, in Russia, like.
Jack, do you remember you had Colombia, Sweden, and then Croatia? That was a very easy route.
Yeah, you're in nothing compared to this. All the games at Wembley. Are you kidding me? This is the easiest road to a final that England have had since '66.
I guess so. I guess so. But the thing about it is that, Jack, it's the Germans. The Germans are coming, and to me, yes, this ain't a great Germany team, but they show you these intangibles that as a nation they just have. It's just this weird thing about Germany that just
Silver Surfer, just quickly, mate. Maybe you didn't hear what I said. I said it's England's best shot. I don't think it's going to happen. I said it's England's best chance. Could we lose to Germany? Of course we could. Could we lose to Holland? Of course we could. Could we lose to Sweden or Ukraine? Of course we could. England could easily slip up anywhere along here. I'm just telling you, this is basically a home tournament for England, and every single game is going to be at Wembley. We've seen that it's been announced for the semis and for the final. We're going to have 67,000 fans who are going to be welcomed into the stadium. It's even more of an advantage, more of a swing into England's favour. Not conceded a goal the entire tournament. And Germany do not look particularly good going forward at this point either. So, could I see England getting a 1-0 or a 2-1 victory over a very, pretty weak, generally speaking, a pretty weak German side? Absolutely. Especially when we know their main attacking threats inside out.
Just a quick thought. First of all, Jack, Portugal, I know they've gone through, but they don't look convincing at all. You told me that these guys are going to win the whole tournament.
Yeah.
Now they're going to play Belgium in the next round. Jack, do you really think that they're going to go all the way now?
Oh yeah, of course. It's not
still, still very confident against Belgium.
Very confident is not the word I'd use in picking a winner of an international football tournament, but it's still my pick. Yeah, because this is what Portugal do, James. It's not pretty. It doesn't look good, but Cristiano Ronaldo scores. The midfield works hard. The defense keeps it nice and tight. The goalkeeper pulls off some saves like we saw him do today. Shout out to Rui Patricio, by the way, Roma's new number one. I love that stuff. And, again, Belgium, are we going to frustrate Lukaku? Are we going to try and frustrate oh my God, listen to me. Are they going to try and frustrate De Bruyne, frustrate Lukaku, and then just get a Ronaldo penalty to win the game 1-0? Yeah, you're damn right they are. That's exactly what Portugal are going to do.
Oh, that sounds, Jack, you make that sound so easy. They're going to
James, it's far from easy. It's just my prediction.
But someone like a Bruno Fernandes right now, he isn't starting. I think that they've lost their balance in what they wanted to do with the William Carvalho, Danilo type of midfield, and they went for the conventional. What they've usually gone for is a Jame Moutinho in there right now. They've really kind of lost their balance. Like bar Ronaldo and maybe Diego Jota in obviously the centre backs. I'm not really sure what team Portugal are actually going to give me.
Really? Sammy, Portugal need a new back four before that Belgium game, or maybe bring Font in for... Yes, Font needs to come in for Pepe, 100%. 100%.
Was Pepe that bad?
No, Pepe was not that bad, but I think that, we're looking at two guys who are kind of really in hot form. And you and I have already spoken about it, James. Anybody who partners Jose Font absolutely cleans house and somehow just plays unbelievable football. João Cancelo has been a huge loss. Nelson Semedo is not that guy comparatively. And James, also, just to your point there, we saw how well Renato Sanchez played. The third stringer holding midfielder, the dude who's been on loan at Braga, we saw how amazing he was. Made a challenge, beat somebody, nutmegged Paul Pogba, played a pass. That guy looked really good too. And then if you add in a João Moutinho, who's going to be, work hard, do the right thing, keep it neat and tidy, combined with a Jota, somebody like that, I think it's perfect.
Sammy, I don't really agree with you here. I think Semedo, to me, has just been made a scapegoat. Yeah, okay.
Sammy's clearly never watched Diogo Dalot play football.
But let me tell you something about Semedo. The problem is that the game against Germany, I felt sorry for him because he was exposed, right? He was getting overrun. I think it was the player on that side was Serge Gnabry. He was taken inside, and naturally, as a fullback, when your player tucks inside, you want to come in with him and then close a gap. With the fullback coming in and then his his right winger not tracking back, overload after overload after overload, unlike the other side. But because he had to mark the right winger, he was exposed, and I felt sorry for him because it took somebody to kind of give him a bit of help. And then for the penalty today, that's not a penalty. I'm sorry,
no, it's not.
He came shoulder to shoulder with Mbappe.
Mbappe, the France penalty shouldn't have been given, but then the Bruno Fernandes fouling whoever the hell it was, should have been a penalty. So I guess it kind of evens out. And I want to give a bit of a shout out to Premier League VAR, because there have been a few decisions across this tournament which should have been given, the other way, or should have been given one way or the other, which if we'd have done it in the Premier League, it would have been, it probably would have been given or not would have been given. Yes, Sammy, exactly. He did look good. He did look good.
Just a quick one from Silver Surfer.
James, just quickly, Bernardo Silva, not good. He needs to not play. Rafa Silva needs to start. Sorry, Silver Surfer. What's happening to Harry Kane? Will he score against Germany? If we get a penalty, maybe. But at the moment, with this over reliance on Raheem Sterling, it's like Kane's not going to get service. Thank God we had Bukayo Saka on the pitch.
He was listen. He was tremendous. I don't know. Maybe he might finally come alive in the group stages, because now you really need Harry Kane, but Raheem Sterling's the only one scoring for England right now, and I don't see people giving him the praise that he deserves. But
no,
come on,
Bukayo Saka did look very good, but again, you've got a guy much in the mold of what we would hope. No disrespect to Bukayo Saka, but Sancho is much better than Bukayo Saka. And if we'd had somebody like Jadon Sancho playing for the whole game, it would have been a similar kind of thing. So James, I think, right, for however long Bukayo Saka was on for, he completed more take-ons than any England player in the whole tournament so far.
Really? I think listen,
so.
I'm not surprised,
But again, that's what Kane wants, James. Kane needs runners. Kane needs people who are going to attack, get to the byline, put some crosses in, and that's what Bukayo Saka does. That's why, guys, look, England have scored 2 goals, and yes, Raheem Sterling has scored both of them. But let's be honest, Raheem Sterling has not been good this tournament, not at all.
I don't think he's been awful. I don't think he's been outstanding, but he's been there when you needed him the most. You take Raheem Sterling out of this team, what do you get? I'm not sure, because people say
Jadon Sancho.
Oh, okay, yes. Like yes, Jadon Sancho, but Marcus Rashford had come in and he hasn't been great. Secondly, yes, Silver Surfer, Saka, outstanding to me. Yep. He starts against Germany.
Fresh air.
I'm picking the same team that he picked when maybe. No. I'll stick with the same team, to be fair.
The only thing I'll say, James, is if they're going to do this kind of 3 centre backs with Gersons and Kimmich at wing backs, it's not going to surprise me if we go back to 3 central defenders with Harry Maguire back fit. It's not going to shock me. Jordan Henderson just in front, not going to surprise me at all. Just to Sammy's comments here, Paulinho was great. And I didn't expect that from him at all. I really like Danilo Pereira and I really like William Carvalho. And the moment he came in, I said to my friends, I was like, oh, that's a bit of a drop off at holding midfield. But he was arguably man of the match. And the thing is with Ricardo Pereira, Sammy, he's very, very, very attacking. Very attacking. He's a borderline right winger, if we're being totally honest. So the moment you put in a player like that, especially against a team like Belgium, you're asking, unless you're scoring a goal, in Portugal right now, it looks like it's going to be penalties or tap-ins. I don't think you're going to want a guy like Ricardo Pereira. So yeah, without João Cancelo, unfortunately, Nelson Semedo is kind of the lesser of 2 evils in that respect, I would say. And Fernando Santos is not going to be super attacking against Belgium, you would imagine, but we'll see. We'll see.
Just a quick move on to, let's just talk about Group A. And one team I really want to speak about is Italy, and how great that they've been in this tournament so far. First team ever to win all 3 of their games in the group stage and also not concede a goal. I think they're unbeaten in the last 30 games, all straight wins. Jack, how are you feeling about this Italy team going into the knockout stage?
Kind of the same as I am about England, if I'm honest. They've looked impressive and all this kind of stuff. That's fine, but they've played all their games at the Olympico. It's a relatively easy group, and we haven't really seen them be tested yet. Who did I had the bracket up here? Who they got? So they got Austria. Another pretty relatively for them, you would imagine, a relatively easy game for them. But then obviously after that, once we get to the quarters, they're going to have to play a Belgium or a Portugal. Then we're going to see how much of a contender Italy are, because, you're playing a team that you do need to be scared of at this point. it has looked good. They have defended well, all this kind of stuff. But again, how many saves has Donnarumma made in 3 games? Was it 2?
But that's credit to the defense. If a goalkeeper is not making saves, the fact that they're defending well, they haven't faced that many shots because the way that they play, and it's actually quite surprising. You would expect an Italy team to kind of sit back, but they press very, very high, and in like they're very compact, and like they stop teams from getting out. So like once the ball is loose and then it breaks, it's like there's so many bodies around, and like they're always first to the ball. That turnover just kills the opposition, and then they win the ball back, recycle it, and then they go from there. They have been very, very impressive to me, and I will not be surprised if they generally go the whole way.
But James, who's the best attacker they've faced? Who's the best attacker they've faced?
That's okay. No. That's the biggest problem. But again, Bonucci, you got Chiellini.
No, fine.
I trust them because they've been to the mountain about 70 times in their career.
They have, but we have to remember Bonucci's time at Milan. That wasn't pretty. Bonucci has only been good at Juventus with Giorgio Chiellini holding his hand. Let's be fair.
Jack, just want to get into a few comments, guys. If you have comments, please pop it down, guys. We're definitely ready to ask a few Silver Surfer here.
Sterling bring to the game which Sancho can't? In my opinion, ball possession and a higher pass success rate, which are 2 stats that in football I don't want from my wingers. I want, chances created, successful take-ons. So for me, Sterling should never start for England.
I think it's a bit harsh to say that when you score 2 goals.
James,
no, but Jack, it's like
James,
if somebody wins you a game, yeah.
So 180. Okay, he's played how many minutes of football? Has he started every game? He has, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So he started every game. I'm going to try and do some math here. That's 270 minutes. His 2 goals took up how much of that time? 30 seconds.
But Jack, but goals are goals. You know how hard it is to score a goal.
Goals are goals. Yeah, but in the same way
how many
that
goals?
Ronaldo...
How many goals have England scored in this tournament?
2.
Who scored them?
Sterling. James, how many more chances would have been created, goals scored, assists, if Sancho, Grealish, Rashford, you name it, Saka, were on the pitch?
I don't know, but I'll tell you this: exactly. Out of all of them, but out of all of them, Sterling is definitely the biggest goal threat.
But James, we have a comment here. We have a comment here. That's James. Just quickly, that's like saying that Ronaldo's had a great tournament.
He scored the goals at the end of the day. Wait, Jack. Wait, let's get into this comment.
Can you mind doing Sammy? Sammy's got a bit of a three-pronged attack here, but then we'll get to Tommaso. Oh, hang on, Tommaso Pinamonti is a player. Yeah, so, I love Lukaku so much, man. I don't know who I want to win. Yeah, I mean,
I have Belgium to win it. I have Lukaku as top goal scorer. Yeah, if Ronaldo's top goal scorer, it is what it is. It's Cristiano Ronaldo. What do we expect here?
You're never going to be embarrassed losing to him. Jack doesn't rate any team, so who the hell is going to win? I still think Portugal. I don't think it's going to be convincing. But yeah, I think Portugal. The thing is, Sammy, there are no flawless teams, and I know you're a Real Madrid fan, so you want flawless. But there are holes and weaknesses in basically every team in this tournament, and it's a game of matchups. It's a game of it's a game of where you play and all this kind of stuff. I've enjoyed watching Italy the most. Yeah, they've definitely been very optimistic. Tommaso Pinamonti. I'm Italian, love Mancini, and for me, this Euro 20 is a victory no matter what happens next. Oh, okay, that's optimistic. Perhaps not qualifying to the last World Cup was a good thing, seeing the revolution that's happened to us. Dude, spot on. I'm not disagreeing with anything you've just said there. That's absolutely spot on.
To me, that's a big one. But I think for a nation like Italy, who has blessed us with so much great football, winning, yeah, it was a shock not to see him in the last World Cup. And like, to me, sometimes that's always a good thing. Because I remember when Germany got knocked out in the group stages of the Euro 20, instead of them looking like, oh, we're just playing well in the next one, which they did, the German FA realized that our team is old. We're not playing well right now. We have a lack of technical players. And then for the next 9 years, they built around trying to find the best young players in like Germany, and like improving Germany's players technically. And that's why and like that's the reason why we got to see Germany play so well in the 2014 World Cup. And I'm guessing that's the exact same thing with this Italy
But
team,
James,
because
they've also taken the risks on the right players. I know Raspadori hasn't, come in and played fantastically well, but bringing a player like him in, Locatelli and Domenico Berardi, we've seen how brilliant they've been. In prior tournaments, what was it? Kind of relying on like Mario Balotelli and like Montolivo and
even like to me,
Barzagli.
even Pirlo, like even Pirlo to the day he died. To be fair, but think about this Italian team. Yeah, there is no shoe in for a goal scorer there. Even Immobile, who is who has what, like 2-3 goals so far, he isn't a shoe in for a goal. But one thing I do like about this Italian team is their versatility. I believe anybody can get you from anywhere.
Right.
They got
Team
I'm not
effort.
really great. I'm not really great with the names, but they got the Juventus winger that was it
Chiesa?
Yeah, Chiesa, who like
Chiesa.
came on against Wales and just kind of gave you something different. And then like you had Insigne, you have Immobile. There's so many different type of players that they can bring, and also the midfielder that's go like
Locatelli,
Jack's great with the names, but who's that midfielder?
Coming back?
It's and especially when Locatelli, who I'm dying for Arsenal to put in a bid for him, but unfortunately it looks like
he's going to Juve.
Like
yeah,
he's already talks and he's gonna sign for Juve, but they just have so much versatility.
Nicola Barella, we haven't even spoken about him.
You need to be scared of, and then Verratti, like you mentioned it there, he's been injured for a while. He came back in against Wales and he's getting better.
Sammy's asking some difficult questions now in the chat.
Sammy, okay, so what does Sammy have here?
Does Verratti start now? And if yes, who drops out?
Yes.
But who's dropping, James?
So to me, Locatelli stays in, Jorginho stays in, and then Verratti. So
Nicolo Barella does not start for Italy. Bro, I think that's a bit bold.
Listen, it's a tough one, but please, guys, let me know what you think. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, guys, please hit that subscribe button too.
I don't know if Tommaso's still with us here, but I'd be interested to see what midfield three Tommaso would want to see. I would say, especially for the game against Austria, it doesn't really matter. Any three of those four names, I think they will still win the game. It's once we get into the kind of knockouts, that's when I would start to be like, okay, we need to kind of get a bit more serious here. What we're going to do, and that's the problem, Sammy, isn't it? You can
Sammy Verratti is their best midfielder. To me, it's the fact that he was injured. That's the reason why he didn't start. If you're being honest, probably Jorginho drops out.
Again, that's what I would pick for the bigger games. And yeah, Tommaso's making the point there, Jorginho and Barella. But then it's like, right, so what you're going to drop? You're going to drop Locatelli, or so Tommaso. What? Who's your third guy? Verratti or Locatelli?
Yes, we got Ronan in the cook. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. I see you shining. Don't worry about that. I'm doing well.
But yeah, man. I mean, it's that's difficult. I think Insigne is a lock to start. Immobile is a lock to start, and then it depends. It depends what you want to do on that right hand side, because you have options with Chiesa, Berardi, and then even I still really like Bernardeschi. I still do. I don't know what the general consensus there would be. Don't know what Tommaso thinks about that, but yeah.
Just a quick word on Wales, Jack, and we started off talking about the group, and I'm not sure who I had in there. Was it? I know I had Switzerland in there, but you had Turkey in there, and Turkey has been a big bit of a disappointment.
Yep, I had Turkey.
I would say that we overlooked Wales because we both said Wales were going to get like a third place finish or something like that. Just a quick one from.
Oh, dude. Okay. So Locatelli on the bench. I mean, dropping a man in form, but that's the thing with that Italy midfield. Unless you're going to do a diamond, you've got to make these big decisions. So there's always going to be a disappointing one.
Appreciate the comment.
Jorginho has been Italy's best player this tournament. Nothing biased about it. Yeah, he's
it's not the fact that he's a Chelsea fan. I'm just saying there. I'm just saying he's probably going to say Ballon d'Or to Jorginho next.
or Kante. He could literally be in with a shot. I had Wales finishing bottom. Hey, Sammy, the one thing I'll say is there is this Welsh love affair with the Euros. I don't know what it is. It's kind of like a nothing to lose type deal they've got going on.
It's so weird that they finished the group stage unbeaten. Like, could you actually think about it? Could you believe that?
Just like England,
just like England, only conceding one goal, and you're like, oh, listen, this Wales team, I don't know what it is, but we'll get into them in a bit.
Nicola, we appreciate you. Italy, please win this. Big up from Macedonia. Thank you, man. We appreciate you.
Thank you. That appreciate that so much. Also, definitely hit that subscribe button. We got plenty of stuff coming there. But who do Wales have in the next round?
Let me
so Wales have Denmark in the next round, Jack. Yeah.
Yes, correct. Yep, and then they play Holland or Czech Republic.
What are you feeling? Okay. So we got a few comments first. We have to answer a few comments.
Tommaso, I'm asking you, my friend. I don't know. I'm probably picking Berardi personally. Especially if Locatelli's playing as well. I don't think you can underestimate the chemistry between those two guys. They really are on the same page together. And obviously Fede Chiesa is dangerous, but I don't know. I think Chiesa is a better sub for me. I love Robbie Savage by his commentary. Me too.
He's just no. That's if I want Wales to go out, that's the main reason why. I want Wales to go far in the tournament, but that would be the main reason why I don't want them to win at all. Jed's it's coming home. Listen, this guy's an opera here. This guy he wanted England to get France and get spanked. So you, man, don't trust what this guy says. He is a joke, man. He is. Appreciate that,
Nicola. Appreciate that, man.
Really appreciate the support, Nicola.
Who do you guys support? Is that if that's a club? Well, if that's a nation question, my family, I've got an American mother and an English father. So yeah, for the Euros and the World Cup, I'm an England fan. But then when England get knocked out, I'm supporting the USA in the World Cup. But and then AS Roma fan personally.
Unfortunately, I'm an Arsenal fan. Let's just leave that there. One day we're gonna post one of them stars up on our badge. Chelsea got 2 and it's actually so annoying to believe Chelsea have 2 Champions Leagues, but it is what it is.
Jed makes a good point now, James. He's got you on a technicality.
Listen, this guy here, he wants England to suffer, but I don't blame him. Like the media just kills me. The media, and especially Jack hating on Sterling. I'm not having that, Jack. I'm sorry. So we got club and nation. To be fair, I want England to do well in this tournament. So I'm cheering on England. Why not? I live in the country. Ireland's not in it. I like France to win it. I call Belgium to win it, and I'm a big fan of Lukaku. So if Belgium win it, that would be cool. But I'm going to be cheering on England.
The problem, I think the thing that's fascinating about England from my own personal perspective is nothing would surprise me anymore. Nothing. Going out to Germany wouldn't surprise me. Going out to, Ukraine or who was the other team? Ukraine or Sweden wouldn't surprise me. Going out to Holland, Czech Republic, Wales or Denmark in the semis wouldn't surprise me. Losing in the final wouldn't surprise me. None of this stuff would surprise me. So I go into all these England games with low expectations, but with also the idea that, yeah, we do have a pretty decent squad and nearly all the games we're going to play are going to be played at Wembley Stadium. That is a huge, huge advantage for an England team, especially against a team like, like Germany.
Are you for or against this?
In the Conference League.
Are you for or against this? What are you telling me?
Look, I'm not going to deny that Roma and Mourinho beating Spurs wouldn't fill my heart with absolute joy, because that would be the biggest meme thing ever. Spurs can't even win the Conference League. Obviously, you got all that chat going on. That would be brilliant. But I'll say this to what I've said. To all the guys on the Spurs channels I've been featured on recently. I don't know what's more embarrassing: Roma winning it or Roma not winning it. And I'm sure that's the same for Spurs.
Silver Surfer, we can't really complain. Listen, they won the Champions League. They at the end of the day, they did it. We can't talk at this moment in time. But go ahead, Jack.
Tommaso Pinamonti, fair point. Locatelli and Berardi have great chemistry. I'm happy for Shevchenko and his Ukraine team qualifying. AC Milan legend. Yeah, man. Like it's great to see him in the dugout, and he looks good in that suit. You know, he looks like he's suited for that, and I'd love to see him have a successful managerial career. And this is one hell of a way to start. Maybe manage in Italy. You never know. I don't know how long the Milan manager is going to stay there.
Yeah. Don't take one of them jobs, because you know what happens. I'm pretty sure like the majority of AC Milan players who've just been booted in the space of a year. All of them has had it.
But also, James, you know that the moment Shevchenko takes over at Milan, Paratici at Spurs is going to go, fancy the Spurs job, or what do you think?
Silver Surfer, please tell me what's going on with Tottenham right now. I think Lopetegui today apparently turned down the job. Tottenham can't get manager. I just said just bring in Sam Allardyce, but you please let me know what you feel about that.
TJ, thoughts on Sterling from you boys? Obviously, being our only goal scorer, but in my opinion, him and Kane have as much chemistry as a physics class.
Listen. Do you know what it is? This Sterling hate, I don't
TJ,
get it. Like,
you're absolutely spot on. No, but James.
Go on.
James, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. It's one or the other. We can't have Raheem Sterling playing in a position where he doesn't give anything to Harry Kane to allow him to do what he does best. We can't. But in the same way, if your heart is set on playing Raheem Sterling, then something needs to change around Sterling for him to play better. It's no shock, James. It's no shock whatsoever that Foden and Sterling are terrible, terrible additions to a Harry Kane pronged attack, right?
Okay.
Whereas we saw Bukayo Saka. We saw Bukayo Saka and what he did and what he was capable of doing. And if Jadon Sancho plays instead of Raheem Sterling, we're going to get the exact same thing on the other side, and Kane will probably score.
Okay, Jack. One thing I don't understand about you guys talking about Sterling. Does Sterling get in Harry Kane's way?
No, but does he pass Kane the ball?
Forget about that. I look at what Harry Kane offers.
You can't forget about that. He's a winger.
No, but I look at what Kane offers at the same time. Sterling stretches the game. Harry Kane is the best in this world with his back away from the goal. When he holds it up, Sterling spins in behind and offers the option. If Harry Kane's not scoring right now, am I really going to back Jack Grealish to score? No, because he's not a proper goal scorer. Am I gonna back Phil Foden score? Yes, he's popped in with goals here and there, but he's not regular for England. The exact same thing with Saka. He scored his first goal the other day. Sterling is really, you take Harry Kane out of it, the only real England goal scorer. So why would you take him out of the fray in that situation?
Because Jadon Sancho is twice the player Raheem Sterling is.
Listen, Jack, I want to see Jadon Sancho play, but I want to see Jadon Sancho play in a way that I can still see Sterling play. Because at the end of the day, like, Jack, are you telling me Sterling isn't a goal threat? Because that's the thing that England lack the most. They lack goals.
But what I am telling you is Jadon Sancho is probably a better goal threat and will also feed our best player in Harry Kane. Raheem Sterling is doing nothing for Harry Kane's game right now. If Raheem Sterling must play, I'd much sooner start Calvert-Lewin, because Kane is getting no service from Raheem Sterling. None.
First of all, Kane got enough service against Czech Republic just to score. He didn't. He had 2-3 shots on target. If he scored them 2 goals, would we have this conversation?
Well, it depends. It's James. It's all about qualitative. It's all about qualitative chances. Are these shots that Kane's just kind of.
Now he had a quality chance where he chops in. He could have squared it to Raheem. He shot, probably should have scored, but it's not like he isn't getting chances. The first 2 games, I feel like it was more down to, yes, I understand Sterling could have done more, but your center midfielders, your attacking midfielder, they need to offer them balls into them. Sterling is the one that needs the ball to come into him so he can create them chances for Harry Kane, which which we weren't getting. But just
to me, there's a style clash going on. That's what's bothering me. And the problem is, James, when it comes to a battle of who are you taking out, Sterling or Kane, Sterling's the man you got to hook, unfortunately. Tommaso Pinamonti, after Seedorf, Inzaghi and Gattuso, I hope Shevchenko never comes to coach us. Thanks, boys. Love the channel. Tommaso, I appreciate you. Dude, I don't know what ex-player is going to come in at Milan and do a good job.
Listen, they've had all their greats. I'm just thinking, who else could they bring in? Jack, they've had all their greats, all the great Champions League winners.
Pretty much. Get Kaka in as manager.
Oh, listen, Kaka got the last straw.
Ronaldinho, drag Ronaldinho in out of prison or off the beach.
We might have to get Ruud Huller, Marco van Basten. You have to take it all the way back.
Silver Surfer, the long drawn out manager saga is just a diversion tactic from Levy so that he doesn't need to spend on players in the transfer market. You know what? It's a very cynical view, but there might be some weight in that. I'm not going to deny it.
I'm not going to say that you're wrong in that situation, generally.
Nikola Stevanovic, who are your favourites to win the Euros? Nikola, I think it's going to be a very, very ugly Portugal win where they go through every single game with penalties and 1-goal wins in each of the games.
I said it last year before the Euros got cancelled that Belgium was going to win it. Yes, the defense ain't great. Yes, Eden Hazard isn't in the greatest bit of form, but I said them. I'm going to stick with them. I love what they're doing. I love Lukaku, the way he's playing. I love the way Kevin De Bruyne is playing at this moment of time. Axel Witsel's getting back to his best. This Belgian team is something to behold. And again, we might see another semi-final, France, Belgium. And last time, yes, it was good, but Belgium might get a better of
James
this time.
It's arguably the best striker in the world, and it's arguably, probably between him and Kante for the best midfielder in the world, if we're being bluntly honest. And it's hard to go against it. Also, guys, James and I aren't purposefully ignoring France. We know they exist, trust me. But we just have, it doesn't always go the way everyone thinks it will go. And James and I are just kind of throwing our hat in the ring for that. Sammy, we did actually mention this a little earlier in the show, Sammy. But do you guys think the Bruno foul on Coman was a pen nobody talked about? Yes, it was a penalty. But what I will say is the foul on Mbappe wasn't a penalty. So as far as I'm concerned, law of averages, we can call it square on that one. But my point, and I put this on Twitter, if that's the Premier League VAR, the Mbappe one wouldn't have been given, and the foul Bruno committed would have been given.
Well, we don't know that because the Premier League one is awful at times. Oh my days, the Premier League one.
Silver Surfer, Premier League is just an owners' league. The better the owners you have, the more chances of winning. I hate to say it, man, but you're absolutely right. And it's less about the quality of the owner. It's more about the amount of pound signs that the owner is willing to put in to the setup. We see Roman Abramovich throwing money straight down the drain at Chelsea, but every single time he throws more money at it, he wins Champions Leagues, he wins titles. The man's a winner.
I wish Roman Abramovich would kind of throw that money at Arsenal and make us actually feel good, and actually win the way Chelsea are.
Oh, James, that Nicola, I think, has just brought up a really good point. It's your boys versus my boys in the round of 16, isn't it?
It is, Jack. It is. I think that this will be a one where Ronaldo's going to have to sit out this tournament. Unfortunately, I get it. He might get the goal to finally break the record and be the all-time, but Belgium will be going through. Come on, Belgium, don't let me down. I feel like this Portuguese team has just failed to flatter, if I'm being honest. And yes, they might, if they do what they did last time, Jack, I would be ashamed of everyone. You're gonna let them do that, because Jack, honest to God, I'm gonna say this right now. I believe Portugal are probably the worst winners of the European Championship ever. Because people say Greece, right. at least Greece actually beat teams in normal time. Portugal didn't win a game to the semi-final and final. That's when they won a game. So that was the way that they won that European Championship was an anomaly. It won't happen like that again. For a team not to win a game, to go all three group stage games in draw all three of them, and then the first two knockout games not win them in normal time is just. It doesn't happen like that.
Just quickly, Nicola, on your comment there, and I'm unfortunately I totally agree with James. I don't have Portugal winning because I think they're going to win every game 3-0 and they're the best team on the planet. I have them winning because Cristiano Ronaldo is Thanos, ladies and gentlemen. He is inevitable, and be it a penalty, be it a tap in, a deflected goal, Cristiano Ronaldo is going to be the all-time top international goal scorer against Belgium. It is just going to happen. You'd bet the house on that kind of stuff happening. That's the kind of stuff that happens. I just look at matchups. I look at matchups. I look at that Portugal attack against that Belgium defense, even some of those Belgian midfielders too. And I just think that Portugal will have a slight edge of getting those half opportunities, which somebody like Ronaldo will score. And then talking about the attack on Belgium's standpoint, as long as you can try and nullify Lukaku and De Bruyne, which, trust me, is not easy. If you can do that, then Belgium have no threat, because I'm not worried about Hazard. I'm not. That's not something that would scare me if I was Portugal. However, you know who he would be up against, don't you? At right back, Nelson Semedo.
Nicola, this is the one year that I would disagree with. I feel like we haven't seen too many big upsets. Have there been like a big surprise win, or like a big, like the only one has been Hungary when it got a point against France, but they only got a point in that situation. This year, it hasn't given us the surprise of years gone by where we see teams win, like when Turkey went on a great run in like 2018, and obviously Greece. It hasn't been that, and I don't feel like it's going to be the year of the underdog this year. We're going to see the best teams go ahead and like win.
One thing I will say, James, is that the one thing I do like about the round of 16 matchups, and I'm looking at it here, we do have, I would argue, probably about 3, maybe 4 matches where an underdog could win. I'm not saying they will, but there is the opportunity for it. So we do have, Austria against Italy. I'm just saying it could happen. We do have France, Switzerland. Just saying it could happen. Croatia, Spain. Maybe Croatia winning would be an upset. Who knows? Netherlands against Czech Republic as well would be a potential other upset. But the rest of them are pretty even matchups. Silver Surfer, the best and worst manager at the Euros. Wow. Damn.
I would say tactically, I think the best is Roberto Martinez for me. Or no, probably Roberto Martinez or like Roberto Mancini. Yeah, that's probably the 2 best. The worst, probably have to go for like the North Macedonian.
He's not operating with the best tools there, is he? It is difficult.
A bunch of people would say if you're English, Gareth Southgate is rather you like him or you don't in that situation.
Right. It's difficult. Yeah, it's tempting to say Southgate. It's very tempting to say Southgate. But yeah, I'm not sure. Has Didier Deschamps been great as a manager, James? Draw against Hungary.
Jack, like yes, but he also has the semi-finals of a European Championship in 2016. He also has a finals win.
But James, that wasn't the question. That wasn't the question.
Best like best manager. He's been around the block. I think
at this Euros so far during this tournament.
No. Jack, if you have history, especially to me, that weighs heavily in like.
Yeah, but it's how they've performed. It's how they've performed at this Euro. So you ignore the history.
I mean, top of the group, that's not too bad.
Yeah. The worst manager is a difficult one because I don't think we've seen anybody kind of totally capitulate. Usually at this point we'd see somebody like a Holland or an Italy.
No, to be fair, I feel like we brought up the Turkish manager. Recently historically he's been probably Turkey's best coach ever. No, he has been Turkey's best coach ever. So I don't want to like pick on him like that, but Turkey just didn't show up the way that they should do. But just want to hear this.
Tommaso, I live in Sweden, and though I hate the way they play, they got 7 points. I think nobody wants to face them because they are so solid. Kulusevski and Isak are really great players. Yeah, man, this is your next generation. These are your boys now that Zlatan is kind of out the door. And yeah,
Jack, I want to give you quick credit on Isak because this guy's a player. Oh dude, my days. Yeah. Alexander Isak, like I'm looking at it right now. He plays for what, Racing Santander or
Sociedad.
Sociedad. He is linked with Borussia Dortmund, so I think like he has a buyback clause for Borussia Dortmund, something like that. First of all, how the hell do Dortmund do this with every freaking player, every like little young talent out there that everyone wants? They always seem to have first dibs with him, and then they're gonna sell him on for a crazy amount of money.
But James, it's a never-ending cycle, right? It's we've made this young kid really great, and now we've sold him on for loads of money to a big club. So any future young kid's going to go, I want to do that. I want to do that. You can't tell me Jude Bellingham picked Borussia Dortmund over Manchester United or Man City because he loved the trophies he was going to win. No, he went to become a better footballer, a more rounded individual, probably get some, get some culture under his belt, some different football culture, just to move on potentially in the future to play for a much better team.
But Thomas Isak right now, the only thing that he probably needs to sort out, in my opinion, is just how prolific he is. I think he scored like 17 goals in La Liga. But if he can just get that,
One thing I will say about him, just quick, is he's not an out and out goal scorer in respect of a standpoint of he's not just going to always hit those numbers. He is that physical threat and outlet, which you can just totally take the pressure off a team. If you're a fullback, you want to clear the ball up the line. Isak will hunt that thing down and occasionally will get on the end of it.
But the thing about Isak that I see about him, he's almost like a 9.5, 10-ish type player where he's not like he won't play on the last man. He'll drop into that little hole where like he can receive the ball and turn. And when he does turn right there, his ability to eliminate players, like Jack, like you seen that one that like Hinedi scored where he receives it on like the penalty, not on a halfway line. He turns, he beats one, he does the La Croqueta, drops a little reverse step over, takes on another guy, and it's long-legged. Listen, when you're tall and you can dribble past players, it just looks so nice.
You can just stride past people. Yeah. And also, James, I never would wish ill on anybody, but Zlatan Ibrahimovic not making this tournament was the best thing for this kid's career. The best thing for this kid's career. Sammy, thoughts on Big Ben's guys? He needed those goals to ease calls for Giroud to start. I'm happy for him. Yeah, absolutely, Sammy.
Massive.
Let's be honest. Anybody calling for Giroud to start is crazy anyway. And I think that anybody with kind of a footballing brain knows that. I'm not even trying to say that Olivier Giroud is a bad player. I just think that Karim Benzema is just that much better. Nicolas Stefanovic.
But also one thing I want people to understand. Yes, I understand Giroud and like his goal record for France and how well he did in the last World Cup for them to win it. But that second goal for France just showed you a player with a whole different dimension. And that's something that Benzema doesn't offer. I mean, that's something that Giroud doesn't offer.
Yeah.
That ability to spin in behind, and then when he does get in front of goal, you don't doubt Benzema at all.
But
that's
James,
the difference between Giroud and the Benzema.
On the right side of the goal with a right foot shot into the bottom left-hand corner, we don't see finishes like that very often. That takes some serious skill. The amount of players who hit a shot like that and it squirrels off wide left of the post. Benzema's a beast. Nicolas Stefanovic, about our team, we were way underdogs. We did not expect anything from this. I'm happy that our manager got us there with these players. Yeah, man, and good for you. Seriously, I was rooting for Macedonia, obviously the lowest ranked team in the Euros. You're always going to get the underdog love, especially from us Brits. We love an underdog. So yeah, credit where credit's due for Macedonia.
Listen, you guys did well, and the retiring player was it?
Oh, James, you're killing me. Began with a P. Oh my god!
I know. Goran Pandev was it? Is it
Pandev? There you go.
Yeah, Pandev. He's had an amazing career, and like for him to score in the Euros at the age of 37, like awesome. He never thought that he was going to take Macedonia to that height, and for him to actually do that ain't like incredible. And him going off and seeing everyone clapping, and what a way to leave a football stage.
Sammy, Deschamps playing Koundé at right back is shocking. They don't have another right back if you wanted to rest Baba. Yeah, man, you're absolutely right. And again,
Koundé at right back was just not the one. I'm sorry.
Not great management from Didier Deschamps there. Playing Koundé at right back. But no, dude, you're absolutely right. Bit rogue from that standpoint. And, I don't think it did much in terms of favors for Koundé in terms of him trying to get a move to a Real Madrid or any of these big European teams. TJ, should England get knocked out in the quarters despite beating Germany in the round of 16? Does Southgate have to go? I'm going to say, TJ, no, purely because 18 months from now we have a World Cup. And I know you might think, well, that's kind of a crappy, opinion and viewpoint to have. If you bring a coach in who isn't as well liked, you're taking a huge risk. And even saying that, James, the more and more I think about it, after the 18 months of the World Cup, it's then 2.5 years until the next one, right?
Yeah,
that's right, isn't it? Yeah, so that's probably your best time to bring somebody else in.
My weird thing about England is that we must accept that this is the England that we're going to get under Gareth Southgate. We're not going to see this free-flowing England team where like it's going to be exciting. We're going to be Phil Foden, Mason Mount, Saka, and all these guys. No, it's going to be like what we've seen against them. We might get sparks of brilliance there, but they're going to be as pragmatic as like hell. And especially getting to the knockout stages where you're not going to want to be pretty. You're just going to want to get the result. This is what we're going to get. And to be fair, if it does take you to a World Cup or a Euros, who is going to complain? I see Gareth Southgate definitely holding out this year, and also to the next World Cup.
And you know, I hate to say this as well, and I don't mean this as like kind of a meme. I mean this, you know, from the bottom of my heart. England fans at this point do not care how we lift a trophy. If Gareth Southgate shows success by playing the way he's playing and starting the likes of a Foden and a Sterling and just keeping hold of the ball and winning games by, you know, 1-0 and trying to keep a clean sheet, if we lift the trophy at the end of it, then absolutely everything is okay in our world. You know what I mean? If we win a Euros, if we win a World Cup, then everybody can chill. Then we can maybe start going, hey, we've got a really good attack. Let's try and play some like attractive football. I'm not sure if James can hear me right now.
I can't hear you. Like my beats just died. You know, guys, okay. Remember to charge your stuff. But Benzema closer. Go, Jack.
Yeah, Sammy, Benzema would be closest to Henry's record if he didn't miss 6 years.
Without a doubt. He probably would have broken it by now, to be fair. Well, it's only 50 goals, but imagine for you to be over Thierry Henry, that's just a massive achievement there.
Sammy, I love that 15-minute period when the table was only changed, dude. I love that stuff.
That was one of the most enjoyable group stage games or like last games I've ever watched, where it's just going back and forth. You didn't know where like it was going to land. And if you were an England fan, you were probably on edge of your seat because wait, France? Portugal?
Hungary?
Germany? Like it was just going off, and you were like, "What is going on here?"
When I thought we had Hungary and then into Sweden or Ukraine, I was looking at my friends like, "Boys, it's coming home. Boys, it's coming home."
I just listen. That's what I was thinking in my head too.
Nicholas Stefanovic, watching Levy now, waiting to England to go out to bring in Southgate. Hey man, honestly, the way it's going, it feels like Daniel Levy's waiting for one of these national managers to finish the Euros to try and hire one of them. But we will see.
What about the German manager? Because he's going to be left out.
I wouldn't touch him with a barge pole personally. No, because I mean, if Germany over the last 2 years or anything to go by, I wouldn't touch him with a barge pole. Mayu Aisha.
Yeah. Hello, Mayu. Hello. Thank you. Appreciate the support.
Do you think changes are needed in the England team in order to win against Germany? Again, it depends. It kind of depends what you mean. Because the only thing I would say is it's whether you're doing it Gareth Southgate way or the way that, say, me or James might do it. The only realistic way to open up this conversation that maybe James and I could talk about for a minute or so here. Germany are playing 3 centre-backs and 2 wing-backs, and they're 2 very good wing-backs. I wonder if Gareth is going to consider 3 centre-backs, 2 wing-backs to match up with them and then bring in somebody like a Henderson.
And guys, if you haven't yet, please go check out this music video by Mayu Aisha. I'm just gonna press play quickly.
Okay, sweet.
Oh no! I messed up.
Are we getting money for these ads, James?
No. We're doing a free one, guys. Please go check that out. Go check out Mayu stuff, please. But yeah,
James, what do you think, James? Three centre backs against Germany. What do you think?
Do you know what it is?
Match up with
because of the way that they killed Portugal in that situation. I would say why not? But personally, I want to stick with what I know in like what they've gone with so far. But because England have done 3 at the back before, it's not going to be the worst thing.
Because James, I look at like Shaw left wing back, Maguire at left centre back, maybe Stones in the middle, Kyle Walker at right centre back, Reece James at right wing back, or Trippier or whoever. What do you think? I think that works, right?
Repeat that one more time.
That's all right. So Shaw left wing back, Maguire left-sided centre back, Stones middle of the 3, Kyle Walker right centre back, and then either Trippier or Reece James or whoever at right wing back.
I feel that could work. To be fair, why not? But would you not go for like Tyrone Mings in that situation, and then like just go for the stronger 3?
Who would you? So you take out Stones?
No, for me, Kyle Walker, out of all them England fullbacks, he's the one that needs to start the most. His recovery was
no, I
what he
agree.
brings overall
I
to this
agree.
team. He needs to start the most. I would just put
A
him to
fit-
right fullback, or right wing back, and then ask Tyrone Wings to play as one of the right centre backs or like left centre back.
Oh, so you'd want Walker at right wing back.
I
The
just
thing is,
go on.
no. The thing is, James, I love relationships within football, which is why I'd want Shaw playing next to Maguire, which is why I'd want Stones playing next to Walker. That's the only reason, because they know one another and they know what they're likely to do. Also, I need Kyle Walker and Reece James to try and stop Robin Gosens, and I need Maguire and Luke Shaw to try and stop Joshua Kimmich. And then obviously what we're going to really need from that standpoint is Declan Rice and Henderson to do a number on Goretzka and Tony Kroos. Because apart from that, I do think we can stop them from scoring. But then obviously the issue is, are we going to have enough to actually put them away and score? Tommaso Pinamonti, English players are tired after all the national competitions and the final stages of Champions League and Europe. Maybe the fact that the World Cup is during the winter will help you win it. Maybe. I think England is still a long way off winning a World Cup, but
I don't want to use tiredness as an excuse because we've seen teams in the past like Spain for how many years having to go Champions League finals, playing like 60, 70 games in a season and still going ahead and winning the tournament. I think it will be an excuse if they don't win it, but I don't think that's the case because Bukayo Saka didn't play that many games. Harry Kane didn't play that many games. I can mention a number of England players who haven't played that many games this year. It's only how many Chelsea and Man City players went to the final? You got Sterling, you got
Stones,
Sterling,
Walker,
Foden, and Mount. That's the only three really. Maybe Reece James. So it's not like it's a bunch of them guys going there. Ronan, thank you for your support. Good night. Appreciate it. Really appreciate awesome. The support.
Let's just discuss Turkey, guys. These are the biggest frauds in history. You know what, Sammy? I think what's good about the Turkey conversation, and just trying to open this up a little bit, it proves that you can't just put names on a team sheet and go, oh man, well they got Demiral, they got Suyuncu, they got Çalhanoğlu, they got Burak Yilmaz. Oh dude, they're gonna go through. It's like, no, it doesn't always work that way, you know. So as far as I'm concerned, yeah, they're frauds, but you know, the Turkish guys weren't coming out and saying that they were going to win the group. It was, you know, football commentators, people on Twitter looking at Burak Yilmaz, looking at Çalhanoğlu, looking at Suyuncu, looking at these guys, and then going, "Oh, they'll go through." You know, it's not really their fault.
You never know in football. And guys, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. We got plenty of stuff coming. Jack, I think me and Jack are gonna do a podcast tomorrow, really having a deep dive on all quarterfinal games. So that's gonna be dropping maybe tomorrow. So guys, look out for that. Again, anyone have any more questions to kind of finish
also,
off?
James, are we going to start doing a head to head on the scores and the results?
We might need to. We generally might need to. That might be a thing, guys. If you want to see me and Jack go head to head, please let us know.
Sammy, everyone became Turkey football experts before the tournament, and I fell for it. Oh, dude!
Listen, Sammy, without a doubt.
It's hard. It's very easy to look at names on a team sheet and think that somebody is good. It's very, very easy. But obviously, we know that football at the top level is not played on on paper. It's played on the pitch, right? You know, what's that famous saying? Like, oh, we had a great team. I think it was Brian Clough, right? Like, oh, we had a great team on paper. Shame the game was played on grass, right? You know, that's the way it goes.
It's true.
Nikola Stefanovic, a lot of YouTubers said Turkey are dark horses before the years.
Facts upon facts.
Dude, I picked Poland. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I picked Poland. And Poland didn't even qualify.
Well, at least Poland did better than freaking Turkey did. Like, people would tell Turkey was gonna.
But also, and I'll bring this up. James is probably sick of me bringing this up, but like, James picked Italy as a dark horse.
Oh, Jack, they were dark horse, but now they're big boys now. I'm sorry that I just awaken the beast. That's what I do. I talk these stuff. Super chat. Hopefully, hopefully, super chat will actually be coming soon. We're gonna see how we can somehow get that sorted out. I appreciate that support, Silver Surfer.
Silver Surfer. We really appreciate that, mate. That's really nice of you. But we're new at a lot of this stuff, so we're just trying to kind of dip our toe in the water here, and hopefully we'll get something set up soon.
Definitely.
Sammy, Suns must not let the Clippers escape this time, dude. Yes.
Sammy, I think we've spoken every time. We spoke about Luka. Luka couldn't get them. We spoke about Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell couldn't get them. Please, Devin Booker, finally put these man. Every time I talk to you about this, they always come back. So I'm not going to say a word now. I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it. You know.
But this time it does feel different.
Listen, Giannis, Chris Paul winning the NBA title. I would love that. That's all.
Dude. What was it? Out of the 4 teams left, it's going to be some like legendary player's first title, right? Like Giannis, Chris Paul. You know. Who else?
But the other one. Yeah. So it's Atlanta. Trae Young could win it with Atlanta. Very unlikely. Pardon?
Harden.
Harden plays for Brooklyn. Brooklyn are out.
Oh, Brooklyn are out. Of course they are.
Definitely. Definitely not. But guys,
who the hell am I thinking of?
So it's Atlanta, Bucks, LA Clippers, and Suns.
Oh, Paul George. Paul George Clippers would be his first title, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Listen,
sorry.
No one can stand the Clippers. Just so annoying. I'm so happy that they didn't win next year. The Lakers will be back next year. I don't know who we're gonna get a point guard, but LeBron.
We can all come together in the chat and also here with hate of the Clippers. Like, fuck it, I love it.
Wait. Is the Colombia Brazil on now? Because I
thought it was.
I might.
Was it not Peru?
Let me take a look at that. Also, guys, if you do want, we will be going live with some Copa America games.
Yeah,
if you guys really want to see that, we'll definitely do that. Let me just see if that's
James,
on.
One, I know we're going to probably try and wind up.
Yeah, it is. I'm definitely going to check that out. Definitely without a doubt.
I know we're going to try and wind up here over the next 10 minutes or so. Any comments on Ronaldo, Penaldo equaling the record?
Ronaldo's going to finish his career as being, hear this out, the greatest goal scorer for Real Madrid, the greatest football team in the history of football. He will then score the most goals in the greatest club competition of all time for Real Madrid, Barcelona, Juventus, for all the clubs he has scored. He now will break most goals scored by an international player. He will get that. He's an equal there, and Ronaldo's going to get one more goal without a doubt. And he also has the record for the most goals, not in the history of not just Real Madrid, not the history of Man United, not the history of Champions League, not only that, in the history of football.
Right.
If you want to say who's the greatest goal scorer of all time, we can say, oh, Messi just has more goals, Messi's this, Messi's that. Ronaldo has the record. He's going to end his career with everything, and he's going to be on top of it. Stats that are not meant to be broken, he's breaking it. We are looking at history every time. Even when Messi steps on the pitch, we're looking at it. Every time Ronaldo scores a goal, I feel like he breaks a new record.
Oh, and he's aware. This is the other thing I want to mention to everybody. Like that, this needs to be made very, very clear. Ronaldo knows going onto a pitch what if he does a certain thing, what it means. He knows. This is one of the biggest differences, in my opinion. And yeah, I'm going to bring up Messi, as James did too. Like Messi walks onto the pitch and I think he's just trying to play football and he's trying to win. Ronaldo is going on a pitch fully self-aware of knowing exactly what he needs to do to have his name at the top of another list of achievements and accomplishments. And that's why the guy's inevitable. Like I said, it's not been pretty for a little while now. And a lot of the goals that he scores are not as beautiful as they were back in the day. He Juventus top goal scorer. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that all Ronaldo's goals were absolute bangers and he was rinsing people and it was beautiful football. But the guy is the best in the world at putting the ball in the opposition goal.
I don't think he's the best in the world. I think he's the greatest of all time in that.
Yeah.
He's just the fact of the matter is goals equals assists, and what he's doing for Real Madrid, Champions League. He is the guy. Call him Penaldo, call him what you want. He puts the ball in the back of the net, and it is what it is. But guys, we are done. we're going to be coming with you with a podcast hopefully tomorrow, just giving you a kind of in-depth analysis on the knockout stage of the Euros. If you have anything else, guys, please comment. Send us messages, where we're obviously willing to answer on like Twitter or Instagram. Let us know, guys.
Yeah, guys.
Everything.
Our DMs are always open, seriously. And you know, if you want to ask us a question, especially, you know, James and I are always willing to do an Ask Me Anything on Twitter. So if you've got any comments, even privately to each of our accounts, or just Box to Box Football, if you'd like a question or a comment answered on the podcast tomorrow, please do get in touch with us on our social channels, and we will make sure to bring it up and talk about it and give you a little bit of a shout out too.
We will definitely do a Copa America watch along soon. Just stay tuned for that. But guys, we appreciate everyone commenting today. Appreciate the people who have subscribed today. Everyone just sharing with us, just helping us as a channel. We appreciate. We love answering your questions. Thank you for watching. This is Box to Box Football, and guys, we'll see you on